when you want to manifest something, there is a desire and there's also a belief. So when there's something that you want to manifest, that you believe, that's relatively in the neighborhood of something that you can actually logically believe, then your belief and your desire are in the same place. When your belief and desire match, then your desire comes relatively very fast. But when your belief is outweighing your desire in the equation, then your desire slows down. And all a belief really is a thought that you continually think. So a belief can work for you, meaning you can dominantly believe in your desire or you can dominantly doubt your desire. It depends though. What are you focusing more on? Are you focusing on where you are, or are you focusing on what you want? Are you being a realist or are you being a dreamer? From a non-physical standpoint, we would much rather all of you be dreamers than be realists. We would much rather you have a dream that takes more time to manifest than to be a realist, because at least when you're dreaming, you're enjoying yourself. At least when you're dreaming, you're managing your point of attraction. At least when you're dreaming, you are being the creator. You didn't come here to just look at reality, and if reality sucked, then reality sucked, and you were all bound to whatever you were sort of given birth to, because these conditions, this what is that seems to be so much in your face, that these belief systems that seem to have been created and just continue to repeat, these thoughts that you feel like you just can't outrun, they're all things that you can change. You can deliberately change anything that you want, because you are the deliberate creator of your own life experience. You are the creator. There's no assertion. There's no one holding your desires out of your way. There's no jury that's deeming you worthy or not worthy, or deciding that you need to learn some more. The one factor of your desires is completely up to you. When there's a desire and there's a belief too, then make your desire outweigh your belief. Give less airtime to your belief. Give more airtime to your desire, and then it won't matter what you believe. Your desire will reign free. It will be able to manifest in whatever form. You know, when we say that you're source energy, we really mean that you are source energy. You are the leading edge. This is the leading edge. You really are source energy. And maybe that's sort of the piece that is waiting to really click into, or it is clicking into everyone's, in mind, in their vibration, that they truly are source energy. Because if you really understood that you were source energy, then you would understood also that anything that this life caused you to want, you already manifested. You already created the vibrational form. The cooperative components were already lined up. So you understand the laws of this universe. You understand how exactly everything is shaping out to be. There's no coincidences or surprise. You understand that even when there's some things that you create that you don't like, you're still the one who takes responsibility for your creation. All of this stuff is your creation. And not all the time, you're not always exactly creating what you want. Sometimes you're creating by default. But as you begin to practice the art of deliberate creation, you're able to really create your own reality by offering your own vibration on purpose. And that's what this is all about, offering your vibration on purpose. So when you want something, it becomes a vibrational reality. And that's so important to understand, because when something is a vibrational reality, that means that desire is done, it's complete. It's, as far as non-physical is, assured, it's done. That desire is complete. It's as good as a real reality. And that makes sense, because when you believe in the desire, then the thoughts that you give towards that desire just feel good. They feel fun because you already believe it. So you're not the one who's the engine, because sometimes you think you're the engine. Many of our friends, they use law of attraction and they try to effort with the law of attraction, but the law of attraction is using you. This is not about efforting or working hard. This is about not paying the price that you think that you may have to pay, because that's how this reality hasn't really worked out for you. This is about understanding that you can actually allow, that you have to allow, and in allowing, it's a very delicate balance between thinking about what you want and efforting. It's really the difference between thinking a thought and receiving a thought, because when you're receiving a thought, it always feels good. And when you're thinking a thought, you're usually thinking to solve a problem. But the thing about solving a problem is that the problem and the solution exist on two different frequencies. So when a problem is born, so is a solution. So that's exactly what we're talking about. We're saying that because you're experiencing the problem, the solution already exists. And if you know that the solution already exists, then your understanding of the law of the universe, the laws of the universe, the law of attraction, it serves you, because law of attraction is responding to all the point of attractions out there. So that means that everything that you want is being held for you. It's vibrating. It's active right now. It's spinning. It's gathering more and more cooperative components based on where you are and based on, the best path of least resistance as understood by your inner being from where you are right now. So these cooperative components are going all over the place. And the thing that's really interesting is that you're the one who's the holdout. You're not the cooperative component, because because the law of attraction is always trying to get you to be a cooperative component, and that's why you feel resistance, because you're not going with the flow. And when we say that, when life causes you to want something, you really have to go with it. You must become it. And if you don't become it, then we really don't understand how anyone with strong desire like you can manage to stay alive for so long, because the strong desire, if you don't fulfill the strong desire, meaning if you don't allow, if you don't release the resistance, so that the strong desire is what your manifestation is. Because when we say that it's a vibrational reality, it doesn't stay a vibrational reality for long. It becomes a physical reality, because you didn't just come for vibration. You didn't come to just enjoy the thought of something. You came to fully be able to experience it with your senses. But the thing in that conversation is that you didn't just come for the manifestations. You came to the journey, because the journey is always the longest part. The journey is what you're going to be spending most of your time here in this life experience on, the journey to all of your manifestations. And yet, as you get to enjoy the journey, as you're understanding exactly what we're trying to talk about right here, which is that when there's a vibrational version of what you want, then it's done, it's complete. Then now in your mind, you can plan for it. Now in your mind, you can enjoy it. But that puts our human friends in a sort of an unusual sort of, perspective, because then it makes you feel like you're delusional. It makes you feel like you're a little, delusional. And the thing is, delusional by whose standards? Whose opinion of you are you really considering if it's not your inner beings? Because your inner being is the one who holds the key to your vortex. So no one's opinion matters, because it's only about what you think about what they think about, because their opinions don't matter, because there's no assertion. So it's only about what you're picking up on, what you think that they're thinking, because you can never really understand them, because you can't dawn their perspective, because you are not them. And none of them can hold you in their gaze to really understand exactly where you are and where you're going, unless they're in the vortex. And when they're in the vortex, they're cheering you on. When they're in the vortex, they see the genius that you are, because all of you are genius. And all genius is to is attention to a certain subject. So what we're really saying is that you have already become all these things. And it's so interesting to hear our human friends talk about the opposites. Oh, what I want isn't here, it's not here, it's not here. And we say, like, that's so interesting, because the very negative emotion that you feel is your indication that you are not going with your source energy. That means that you and source just differed in that moment. So that also means that your desire exists, because if you didn't create such a crazy and big and fast moving stream vortex, then you wouldn't feel the negative ramifications of not going with it. The fact that you feel negative emotion means that this stream is going really fast, and the more negative you feel, the more stronger the path goes, the stream goes. So your stream is going really fast, and you got to keep up with it. You got to keep up with it, because that's life itself. And do you know what happens? The stream will always get you, because the stream is not going to slow down for anyone. But the thing is, and that's what we're saying. How do you end up striving? Do you cope with your negative emotion? Do you soothe yourself with negative emotion? Or are you just used to the fact that you're not going to have what you want, and so you decide to just settle with your life experience and, use your action to get whatever you can and call it a day? Because that's not what we're talking about. We're talking about thriving. We're talking about you having everything that you want. But the thing is, you already have everything that you want, because it's not interesting. You already have everything that you want, because we're kind of asking you to be a little delusional. But the thing is, it's not delusional, because you're a creator. So no one can say that you're delusional. You're just creating reality in the way that you always came here to create. You're the creator. So when we say you're delusional, it means that you're planning, you're enjoying, you're experiencing things that no one can see, because you can believe in things that you can't see it. Because just because you can't see it doesn't mean that it's not a vibration. You don't see vibration, but it's still, you don't see emotion either. But these are all signposts along your journey. So yes, enjoy your manifestations, because you can enjoy your manifestations right now, and you have to, you must, it's who you are. So what that really means is, when you're in an environment where you feel like you're not free to be who you are, because there's certain conditions that are like, when you're checking your bank account, you're like, oh, I'm not exactly free in that way yet. Then what happens is you don't get to experience the fullness of who you really are, because you're limiting yourself. And the thing is, who you are is so expansive. Who you are is rich. If life caused you to be rich, if life caused you to be one of the best authors, one of the best singers, one of the best dancers, artists, basketball players of all time, that is who you have to be. And the thing is, when we say you have to be, we mean you have to align to it. And when we say you have to align to it, we say you want to align to it, because when you care about how you feel, then you align to it. When you care about how you feel, then you don't see your flaws as flaws. You see everything as contrast. You see yourself as source sees you, and you see everyone as source sees you, because you care more about feeling good than being right, because feeling good is what we're really talking about. Because this manifestation, which is this now moment, is the only thing that matters. So when you think about something that you relatively believe in, then your conversation is very short. It's very fun. It's very life-giving. You're excited for it. You're like, yes, I'm gonna go here. It's gonna feel good. It's more of an emotional conversation, but you're not even there yet. You're not exactly experiencing the physical, manifestation yet, but you're still in your mind thinking about it. And that's exactly what we're saying. Your mind is not used to create. Contrast was the vehicle for creation, and you already created all your manifestations. Everything that you want has already been created. It's already been set in the vibrational world. It's already been gathered cooperative components to. It's being tended to by your inner being. It already has become a reality. But the question is, in your manifestations becoming a reality, what are you doing? What are you doing with your point of attraction? Are you lining up with this new creation that you just created as a result of your asking, of the contrast, of sifting through the contrast? Or are you standing right over here and being like, hey, I don't see anything. I don't see my manifestations. Why is it taking so long? What am I doing wrong? What's going on? Because you feel wrong to not really enjoy your manifestation, because it feels like you're going to jinx yourself. It feels like that, something bad's going to happen if I give into all of it. Because what if I give into all of it and I come face to face with my resistance? What if I give, into this vibrational understanding and I really love this desire and I just, I plan for this desire and it doesn't come? Well, I'm going to be devastated. And we say, well, it's better to be a dreamer than be a realist, because at least when you're a dreamer, you're enjoying your life. At least when you're a dreamer, you're still being the creator that you came here to be. And that's what this is really all about, being the creator that you came here to be. You have to be who life caused you to become. And playing the wouldn't be nice if game is a very good way to understand or think about your manifestations, because now when you're thinking about your manifestations, it's just for fun, it's just for pleasure. And that's the thing. What does it mean to think about something for pleasure? Playing the wouldn't it be nice if game, to plan it out in your mind, to enjoy it out in your mind, to enjoy it, to find the vibrational essence of it and talk about why you want it and find that motion of it and continue talking about it, because when it feels good, it feels good. Because you're a creator, you don't just want to sit around and be lazy. You're inspired. You like action, you like momentum, you like speed, you like ideas flowing in and out of your mind. You like to be inspired. You don't like to work hard. You like when the energy is lined up. And the only time isn't interesting, the only time that you try to think the thought instead of receiving the thought is because you're trying to make up for how you really feel about your desire, which is that it's big, it's hard, it may not come, and you really are trying to make it come. Because the question is, are you efforting? And if you're efforting, you're not feeling good. And if you're not feeling good, then you're blocking your ability to receive the full instructions about what next to do, the inspiration about what next to do. So what we're really saying is, when you think about your desire, you have to be able to use your guidance system and you have to feel good about your desire. And the thing is, when we say you have to feel good about it, what we really mean is, when you think about it, the thought has to be pleasurable. That's it. That's the only criteria. It's not about how productive the thought is. It's just about how pleasurable it is. Like, yeah, wouldn't it be nice if I just had all that money right now? And because everything that you want already exists. So when we're talking, when you're thinking, you're not thinking to create, you're thinking to enjoy, you're thinking to have pleasure, because that's what this is all about. It's like this, every moment is a vacation, because your thoughts are meant for pleasure. Your thoughts are not meant to create. And when you're kids, you know that. But as you grow up to be adults, you think that your thoughts are what you're using to create, and you are. But the thing is, you're using your thoughts to focus energy. And as you focus energy, you're focusing yourself into patterns of belief, patterns of of vibration. And as you focus yourself into patterns of vibration, you begin to receive what your patterns of vibration will yield you, and that's either good or it's bad. So we're saying, make your beliefs work for you, make everything work for you, because you're the creator. You can change everything, and find the pleasure, because you already did all the creation. So now it puts you in a very interesting position, because now as you're on this journey, what are you going to do with your mind to function? What are you going to do? You're just gonna have fun. That's it. You're just gonna have fun. And that puts you in a very, very interesting conversation, because you're used to proving your worth, but the thing is, you're already worthy. So there's nothing to really prove. The only thing that you came here to do is just have fun. And that's exactly what you're gonna do. You are gonna have fun. So now when you think about the desires that you've been wanting, now your job is to first understand that their vibration already completed. And in them being vibration completed, your job is done, is for sure coming. So now if you're going to think about this desire, it's only for pleasure. It's only for how much pleasure can this desire really bring me. Like, yes, it's going to be really nice when this happens. It wouldn't be nice when that happens. Would it be nice if that happens? So play that wouldn't be nice if game, and enjoy your creation. You are this masterful genius creator, because you have set this vortex into motion, and now your job is to be the recipient of it. Now your best work will be the receiving mode, will be feeling as good as you can to receive the next step and the next step from your inner being.